Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Nelson, you're watching H&L, and if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I love the newbies. Hit that subscribe button because you guys are in for a lot of treats like this episode, which is a haul. And I love showing you guys what I bring back because I know it makes you excited. I read it in the threads all the time. Even when I take long to show you the haul, you start calling it out to my attention. What about that haul? So anyways, I'm gonna bring you the OFE Orchid Circus haul. That's a mouthful, but anyways, it was this past weekend. Amazing. That's all I gotta say. It was amazing. We had such an amazing time. The energy that this place produced. I mean, I've been to OFE's a billion times. This felt so different. It didn't even feel like I was at OFE's. It had a vibe where everybody was in a good mood. Everybody was happy. People were shopping like crazy. On Sunday, it was like come and go, come and go, come and go. You just kept on seeing people coming and going, people taking carts, people taking loads. I was like, wow, this is, and we didn't even have enough time to advertise it. Carlos told me like maybe 2 weeks before. Sorry, there's a plane landing. Okay. I always have to do this because they literally fly right above me. There's a lot of people here who own private planes. This one's like one of those silver ones. I'm looking at it now, it's pretty cool. It's one of those bright silver polished ones that they used to use at war with the big blue number on the side. It just passed by. That's why it sounds so loud. So anyways, there's a lot of classic airplane aficionados here in this area. But anyway, the loads of orchids that people were taking were impressing me. I took a couple myself, some really nice ones, but there's a group that I see all the time. They are so much fun. It's like I want to be part of the group sometimes. I don't know where they're from. They're Asian, but I don't know where they're from. I don't want to assume what part of the world they're from. China, Japan, Philippines, you know, I just don't like to do that. But I know they're Asian and they are so cool and they're so fabulous. And it's like 3 girls and or 4 girls, and they're always shopping together with their husbands or boyfriends. And they just go crazy. They remind me of me when I first started collecting. Oh my God, Laz and I would take loads like that. So it was fun to experience that through somebody else's doing. What else? The food was great. They had Thai food. They brought a whole station for Thai food, Dots Thai food. They had the bubble tea. What else? They had a coffee station with donuts constantly. It was so good. And we, of course, you know, Bubblies in Orchid Society, which is our little group, we took our little bubbly and we had an amazing. Well, I had an amazing day with Terry on Friday, but it was more calm. Sunday was fun. Sunday fun day. So anyways, guys, what I'm trying to say here is don't miss the next one, because the next one's going to be even better. And I'm sort of like self-proclaimed committee, design committee. Well, Carlos and I, we talked about this show about a year and a half ago. And I brought it up to him and I said, why don't you just do a really big show once a year? Like make that your mega show. Like you bring everybody that you know and do like a food station, maybe even bring food trucks and do it under a massive big tent. So he decided, let me rent these 2 circus tents and call it the Orchid Circus. Genius. So anyways, next year, if this year was good, next year's gonna be better. Even though it was so hot, because it was hot, it was like in the mid 90s, the tent actually keeps it cool. The material is so thick, it reflects all that heat back out. And then they had fans in every pole of the tent. So when they would blow, you just got wind, breeze from every angle. So it just felt so comfortable in there. So that's why I spent the whole day there. We all spent the whole day there because it was that comfortable. Now next year, my personal suggestion, and a very high suggestion, and I probably speak for all the people who were there and buying, we need to add misters to those fans. For me, I think that it serves 2 purposes. It keeps us, the buyers and the people visiting, cool, plus the orchids love it. So no brainer, we need misters for next year. And there's a couple of other little additives to it that I think would be great. But everything else, the way they did it this year so quickly, I think it's a promising thing for the future. And I'm so happy that I'm part of this so early on in, and that it sparked the idea just a year ago, and look, it's already happening. So I'm very, very, very proud of what they did. I'm proud of the outcome. I'm proud of all the vendors that were there. They did a beautiful job. The vendors did work so hard and loaded so many orchids. Kroll Smith had so many on Friday, and by Sunday, wiped out. I mean, they still had some, but they were pretty much wiped out. I always say, if you see more trays than flowers, you did good. And that's what I saw at Kroll Smith, a lot of empty trays. So, but I believe everyone did very well and everyone was happy. Usually these shows, I get a little bit of, I call it orchid gossip, where it's like they'll let you know if it's not doing too good or if it's doing great. All I heard was great stuff at the show, so from the vendor. So just like the Thailand show, I think this was a huge success. There's plenty of room for great improvement and for additives, but I do encourage you guys, please don't miss next year. I don't want you to miss such a good time. It was so much fun, and I saw so many of you, and I was able to hang out and take pictures better than when I'm in the international shows, because it's not as huge, even though it was a pretty big event. Whew, I got it all out. I needed to get all that out because they really deserved some type of recognition for what they did, and I want to thank them for bringing that to the community, because you know, it brings the energy up, and right now in these times we need energy. We need high energy. So why not congregate under a huge tent and just be amongst the flowers and amongst great friends and just enjoying the time that you're there, even if it's just for one day on a Sunday. All right, guys, without further ado, let's go look at that haul. All right, guys, I actually started a little bit later than what the intro I just recorded, because I realized it was getting a little too hot. And during the summer, as soon as the Florida summer starts stepping in, it gets very, very, very hot everywhere. So what I do is I wet the floors, as you can see, as well as, you know, water all my orchids. I do try to do it one day on, one day off, but now the heat this week has been unbearable. It's like going to be 93 today. So when it's like that, yes, early in the morning I like to wet everything down, because by nighttime it's bone dry. All right, so I'm going to try to remember this because I did put everything where I wanted it to be. So it's going to be sort of like a combo what's in bloom and haul, but it's predominantly a haul, which is what I want to show you. So let's go in here. Let's see if I start remembering things. Okay, first one right off the bat. Not an orchid, but look at this, how gorgeous. I finally got a desert rose, and this one does come with a tag, so you get to see. Oh, I guess that's just the name, the number, because they did have like one of those picture boards excuse me, at the show, and they had the names. I should have gotten the name. I'll try to see if I can find it. But it reminds me of peppermint, doesn't it? Very, very pretty flower. And this one comes from Camila's garden. They were at the show. They look like Hawaiian girls. It's actually the cover of my episode that I put up on Friday. The two ladies in that cover are Camila's garden. So this beautiful desert rose, they specialize not only in orchids, but they specialize in desert rose and aroids as well. That plane has been flying around the whole time. It's just flying in circles. I guess they're just, I don't know, testing it. All right, I don't want to forget anything. I don't want to start showing you like things that just started blooming, because I know some of you get confused and you told me before, I don't know what was a haul and what was not. So I'll go back to it. If you're seeing something you like, I'll go back to it. But oh, here we go. Here, see, this is why I have to look around. This one also comes from Camila. Whoops, I got interrupted by a phone call, but I just set it on airplane mode, so we won't get interrupted. So anyways, this was from Camila's garden, and Terry and I were like wowed by it. She was saying this is a brand new hybrid, and I got to tell you guys right now what they're doing. These curly antennas are so hard to focus on. I'm trying, hello lizard. I'm trying not to touch it, but anyway. there, it took me a while to get it focused. They're very, very difficult to focus on because it wants to, anytime you have in the background a screen, I don't know what it is about iPhones, it will want to focus on the screen in the background. I've noticed that everywhere I go, whether I go to a show or I'm here in my greenhouse. So I try not to let it see the screen. Sorry about that. See how it goes straight to the screen? There we go. So anyways, these are new hybrids. And Terry and I, we both got one. We just had to. And honestly, I should have gotten at least 2 more and put them all in a compot and have them all look nice and floral when they all bloom at the same time. Because that's the thing, if you want them to all bloom at the same time, try to buy them from the same batch, and most likely that'll give you full bloom on all of them. And it's a pretty plant. Sorry, I'm showing you the wrong one. It's a nice plant. All right, let's see anything else around here that I was drawn to and brought here. I almost feel like I do have something in here. And you know, for 4 years I've been doing this now, right? It always happens. You would think now in 4 years I got it together. I have a lot of things that I get together, like when I go film and release on same day, that I got together. But remembering everything I need to show you, that's one thing that I don't think is ever going to improve. I'm gonna lower this, guys. Sorry for the noise. Because, as I always explain, this is a plastic, one of those corrugated plastic roofing, so it gives you a lot more light. Even though I do have my light on. All right, guys, look at this gorgeous, gorgeous Kalawati Vanda. Is that not the most magical looking flower? What a perfect looking little flower. And this is used many times by hybridizers to cross with other vandas. Wow. I'm looking at it here on the screen and I'm mesmerized because I can see the details now way better. So anyways, this comes from Dan and Margie. It's beautiful. Let me try to grab this tag here. Kalawati, fragrance number 27. No, it's not fragrance. It has 3 beautiful flowers. But look at the size of this. It's very compacted. Now it will get bigger. Kalawatis tend to get way bigger than this. But it was a beautiful, beautiful gift from Dan and Margie. They came up to me, it was on Sunday, and Dan was holding this in his hand. He goes, you know, I want to thank you for all the work that you put in to promote us and to put the shows out there and to help the community grow. And it was very nice for him to acknowledge that. It always touches my heart when people do that, because that's exactly what I was talking about, the exchange of appreciation, right? It's just showing the appreciation that one person does for another. And that's how a community grows, you know, because when you take, and you don't ever give back, then that's not growth. That's just opportunity. You know, you're an opportunist. But this community is very generous, and that was a very beautiful and generous gift. So thanks, Dan and Margie. I love it. Now, this one next door is the Grandmama. Look at this. Now, I wanted to put it out there because you could really see it better, but you know what? I don't think it looks so bad here. I bought this from Udeli's. This did not look like this. I should have taken a picture, but you guys can see it in my video from the OFE Orchid Circus. The Friday video, you can actually see this hanging, and I talk about it because I fell in love with these little flowers. Look at this, how pretty. She was selling these for $65. What a great deal. You know that this is a very old orchid. This is not something that has been around for a short period. This has been around for at least 10 years. at least. It's very, very old. And she had like 4 of these. This was the biggest one she had. She had it in a box. She hadn't even taken it out yet. And I told her, please hold it for me. I really, really like that one. And I got it from her on Friday. Friday? Yeah, Friday. But anyways, I'll try to superimpose another video that I took of it because it really looked beautiful up close the way I was filming it. Because now when I'm here talking to you guys, it's a little more difficult to try to become, you know, major photographer here or cinematography. But look at those. Aren't those gorgeous? And they do have a fragrance. I don't really know the fragrance. It's a different kind of fragrance. It's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not like, oh, it's delicious. It's just a fragrance. You know, like some orchids just have like their own little fragrance. So then we went to RF, just to skip on over to down the block from OFE's. And we got these awesome cone, terracotta cones that they sell with these hangers. And a lot of these cones are designed by Michael, one of the owners of RF. And I just saw this in the green plastic, you know, those green plastic like these. And I'm like, no, you need to be showcased much better. And I sent a video to you delis and I said, look how your plant looks. She was, oh my God, that is amazing. It looks like a whole other different plant. And I told her, you should, if you have any more, you should do this and sell it like this, because that way not everybody has a space or time to put one of these together. And all I used was basically charcoal and lava rock, because just by the looks of it, I can tell it's not something that wants too much humidity. It has enough drainage. I do have a screen in here so nothing pops out of the holes, out of the mermaid scales. And when I took it out of the pot, it was pretty firm with basically the same thing. I have already pre-mixed here, which looks like I don't have that much more. Oh no, I still have some lava in there. So these are the pre-mixed, and I have, you know, some extra in there. So anyways, that's all I used on this. I didn't use anything else to keep moisture or anything like that, because it doesn't need it. That's more than enough moisture for that. But I can't wait for this beauty to really fill out, because as you can see, all these up here, what I did was, this was literally wrapped like this. So what I did was I put it inside. It took forever to put it in these wires without even breaking one flower. I'm very proud that I was able to do that. Or one of these clusters, because they're so delicate. So I started pulling out all these that had leaves. I started pulling them out. And that way they're all floating here like a chandelier. And I'm picturing that these babies here, I'm gonna do exactly what I'm doing with my Hoyas. I'm gonna raise them up, because see, it already has this cluster of roots and canes. There's nothing I can do about that. It's already too wrapped. If I try to take that apart, I will destroy this poor plant. So, my God, it's an oven in here. Look at this. You guys have no idea how hot it is in here right now. We're entering that season. So anyways, what I do is, since I can't get rid of this or open it, let me work with it and then just bring all the canes up like a fountain type of thing. So it grows into this beautiful ball of tiny little pink flowers in the future. Now we're talking about maybe 5-6 years from now, but that's what orchids teach us. It teaches beautiful patience that we don't have, especially nowadays. Now here is one that I got on Sunday from Sierra Madre, from Mr. C. Isn't that the coolest looking? Oh, and by the way, I'm sorry, I knew I was gonna forget this. It doesn't have, wait, no, it does have a tag. Look, I just see a tag. Oh my goodness. She told me, no, I don't have a tag for it, but I guess she didn't see, oh no. April Fool. I just saw here, but wait. It's a linguisa or linguinii? No. All right, hold on. Because that one looks like it's very delicate. Oh, look. It's in there. How cool is that? Linguella. Dendrobium linguella. How cool is that? She told me, no, I don't have a tag for it. But she told me the name, and look, it's right there. It was hiding. So there, I'm glad that I was able to give you a name, because if not, I would have to go on and look for it. Now back to this one, this beautiful little Vanda. Look at the variegated leaves to this. That is the name. And I know exactly what this looks like. I will put a photo of the flower in there. It's a gorgeous flower. Now he does have it in sphagnum moss. I will be taking it out of sphagnum moss soon. I'll probably mount it. I have several mounts down there, as you guys can see, and I'll probably mount it there very, very soon. Now this here is not from the haul, but I keep forgetting to show you guys. Do you guys know what this is? Neither do I. No, I do know what it is. I just can't remember the name. This is an invasive orchid that is now growing all over the Everglades in the deep cypress areas. They grow from the ground up. They're terrestrial. They release a long spike filled with flowers in the end. It's a beautiful, beautiful orchid. And my gardener brought it to me. It says, look, this was growing off the ground of your arecas. And it wasn't this size, it was way tinier. That's why I'm telling you, I keep forgetting to talk about it, because it hasn't bloomed for me yet. So again, my garden is producing these amazing wild orchids. Now it's not a grammatophyllum, now it's this amazing new ground orchid. Now I asked Julian about this. He says that, yeah, that these are what you are going to be considered native, but they're called native invasive orchids because they came in, or maybe I'm saying this incorrectly, but there is such a thing because they come in through the trade winds, through the bird's poop, through all environmental ways except man putting it there. If man puts it there or drops it off there or drops seeds, then it's not a natural invasiveness. But if it's like just growing just out in the middle of nowhere, that was planted there through probably bird droppings and a lot of our plants here and trees, by the way, come from the islands, and it's because birds come and migrate during the season, and their droppings have those seeds and they're germinated already. So this ended up in the bottom of my arecas. And I put it in sphagnum moss, not knowing how to grow it, but look, it's giving me all this new growth. That one and these two here. So I will show you guys a photo of it, or probably already did, in an inset. Now let me see. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything else for you. My God, this garage door is so heavy. And I think it's the older I get, the heavier it gets. Oh, I gotta go to the front. See, I knew I was gonna forget something. But let me just show you what I have on this side. Let me see. Let me make sure. Let's just stop here and look at this little Groot. Is that not the cutest little thing that comes from Kokedama from Galila? She sells these little plant accents and ornaments, and this is in my little mini grammatophyllum on the floating on the 3D pot from Ritter's. I thought it was so cute there. My God, I just touched my phone and it's on fire from I don't think I have anything else. I gotta think. You know what? I'm gonna turn it off for a second to bring something back there, and it'll give me time to think what else I got, okay? All right. So before I show you what I went to go get, let me just show you this gorgeous Vanda that I got from Vicky's Orchids at the show. And originally I wasn't gonna take this, right? I wasn't gonna take it because, oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm just, like when you can't have the rhythm of your breathing. I lost the rhythm of my breathing there for a second. But anyway, I saw this. I saw something else before I saw this that I was gonna take. But then when I smelled this, oh my Lord, is this such a good fragrance. So I told Vicky, I think I'm gonna take this one instead. The other one, the flower was way more beautiful, but this one just sold me by the fragrance. And this is called a Kyra Green Mingus. And it has an award of merit. Just beautiful flowers. So another great new addition to my Vanda collection. It's one of the smaller compact ones. That's why I got it. I'm not doing those mammoth, you know, orchids that, although I love them, like this one right here was one of the first ones I bought at Banyang. Look at the size of that. I've even coiled the roots several times because it just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. And so it takes up a lot of space. Now let's go right here to show you what I got from Orchids, Lee's Orchids and Things. She's been carrying really, really pretty cactus lately. And this one is really cool. Look how beautiful that is. It has these super cool, very refined little needles. Little pricklers. Because you got to be very careful with this because they're so skinny. But it really wasn't bad to carry. You just have to be very careful with them. What I did was I went inside OFE's, and this is what I tell you guys. When you buy something at the fair, you already can buy the supplies. It came in a plastic bucket, and I put in this beautiful terracotta pot. And it made it even easier to put in my car and carry because the weight of the terracotta pot didn't let it spill over. If I would have taken it in with the plastic, it would have been a mess in the car. So thank you, Lorraine, for this beautiful, beautiful cactus. It's really, really cool, and it's huge. I mean, look at the size of that. It fills that spot so beautifully. All right, now let me show you a couple of things that have been blooming because I don't want to wait till the what's in bloom. So everything I showed you was my, oh wait, no, you know what? Before we start, again, I don't want to start until I show you everything in my haul. And I'm not going to show you a lot of what's in bloom. I'm just going to show you new stuff that has opened. So let's take a little trip here through the leafy white road. Leafy print road. Follow the leafy print road. All right. Great. Lewis left his beautiful tennis shoes there. He got them wet. He's like, don't bring them in the house. I got to keep them out there in the sun. They're so wet. Ah. All right. I had to come here to show you because I'm not using it. Hey buddy, how you doing? I'm not going to show you, I'm not using it as an orchid, but this is a new aquarium I'm setting up. And I needed the right kind of driftwoods. And guys, the boys have it at OFE's. Look at these, how cool. This one's like 60 bucks. This one's like 150. I gotta tell you, their prices are really, really good for driftwood. Driftwood right now is very expensive. But the main purpose they sell it for is because you can make these like a centerpiece and put Phalaenopsis or Dendrobiums or mini Vandas. You can hook them up here, you know, one of those twisty, like what I have there. You can put one up here and just hang it. And however it hangs, it's probably gonna hang like this. And then you could just put all these cool plants in there. So if you guys wanna get driftwood to do a project, order from OFE's because their prices are the least expensive I've seen it because they're not cheap. But look at those two pieces in there, how beautiful. And it's so pretty, you know, I'm not gonna fill it up with plants like I do with my other aquariums. I'm just gonna leave it very minimalist with white sand, maybe some late grass, you know, little tiny grass, maybe, and that's it. Because boy, do I have, these are my tank in case you guys haven't seen them. These are all bred here. These are called blue Moscows. These are really pretty. Let me see if I can, I've got to order more lights because the aquariums keep growing, but the lights are expensive. I ordered these online. You guys had seen these. Look how many. For you guys that have been following me, these fish I ordered 3 pairs. And look at how many I have now from those 3 pairs. I may sell them someday. I bought these are like, I think $39 a pair, or a trio, I think is what it was. I can't remember now. I ordered them directly from Indonesia, so you're not gonna find these type of guppies commonly here in the stores, or they're very different. They're called purple dragon extra large Dumbo ears. And then here, oh, I knew this was gonna happen. My thing fell in the water and it got wet. All right, I won't be able to show you that. So anyways, and here's some more. These were all born here as well. So this is one of my hobbies that I like to breed fancy guppies. And on that large tank, I think I'm gonna put fancy angelfish. Maybe the really long veil platinum would look nice there, like something very bright. Because if I put the silver or the marble, they're gonna disappear in my terrace. All right, guys, so let's go see what's in bloom. First, let me show you this beautiful spray of flowers. I'm really drawn to these. They're so pretty the way everything looks. My Elizabeth Ann, I think this is what this one's called. Had it for many years. She's nothing but canes, but man, does she produce beautiful flowers. Get all that ready to open. So in this little spot here, it looks very floral. My Tibacinus, and I still call it Cher's Dream because I don't know if he has a name for it yet. This is one that somebody already gave me a name. I'll put it on the bottom. And then right here, these are brand new, fresh Alba Anusmum. They smell so good, guys. It's like pure raspberry. Really delicious. And it's a beautiful little flower. It's not that big, but it makes up in fragrance. All right, now I want to show you something here to the right. It has never bloomed for me, but look. I got this at Sierra Madre 2 years ago at Redlands. It's a pretty big Cattleya, but it wasn't doing well on the mount that it was in. So I ended up putting it in this mount, and it finally took, but it would not bloom for me. And I put it in a corner, I would water it and keep an eye on it, and all of a sudden, boom, 2 beautiful Clandii crossed. If I remember, it's Clandii. Hold on, I can tell it's Clandii by the spots, but there it is, a Clandii with 4 BCI. Cattleya quincucolor. Really pretty flower. So that was a surprise. And then right above, I think in What's in Bloom, Wow's in Bloom, this was still budding. It only had 1 flower open, but look. That little bird is happy to see me recording or something. And this one was from Tan at Carl Smith at the spring show last year. Dendrobium Blue Twinkle, but with Stratoides, which is, I think, the same cross that this has, the Samurai. I believe is the same. Hold on here, we'll find out now. Yeah. Stratoides with Antennatum, which is this gorgeousness right here. Look how much. Hold on, let me pull you out. Ooh, it is humid in here after I watered, but it's a good humid. So these I always show you guys, but they're so pretty, and they are fragrant. It's a fragrant Dendrobium. It has so much character. And what I love is that it has a good profile. to film. Those little antennas just sticking up are so cool. Now, do you guys remember this here? It was on the other side. Well, I've had a little situation. The sun normally is on this side, right? So it comes up and it goes like this, right above there where the white tarp is. Now the sun moves and it's right there and it drops there. So when I had that over here, the sun was hitting it directly when it would rise all the way, and it didn't kill, but look what it did. It gave my Vandas dehydration of the leaves, made them very spotty, and in some cases burned them. So I decided, let me bring it inside. They're still gonna get the heavy sun here, probably more sun than they were getting over there, but it's filtered. It's 72% filtered. It's still hot though. I still feel it. So anyways, that's new. That's something I decided to do. And I've had it in mind for a while because I saw that they were burning, and finally today I was able to do it. Believe it or not, I did this right after the greeting. No, I'm lying. I did this yesterday. No, but I did after the greeting with water, everything. This gorgeous, you guys made a lot of comments about this Arides rosea. I got this at Pam's at Redlands show last year. And yes, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. When I showed it in my Wows in Bloom, a lot of you asked me about it. You DM'd me about it. So she may have more. Now, this surprised me, this beautiful honey-smelling Dendrobium lindleyi. It just finished blooming about 20 spikes. And, not 20 spikes, I would say about 15. But look, I started seeing more coming out. I go, wow, I didn't know that they will bloom twice in their cycle. So that's fun to know, because the thing is that they don't last long. Like these, do they smell? Oh yeah, it smells like honey, like pure, pure, pure honey. Like when you open a bottle of honey, like that. Delicious. But it's a beautiful, beautiful flower. Some people call it the fried egg flower. But it's gorgeous. And it did get a name change recently. It used to be called aggregatum, Dendrobium aggregatum. And look, there's way more to open. So that was exciting and new. Come aboard. Some of you will know what I'm singing. All right. I don't want to put my age out there. Let's just say it's an old show. I was a little kid. I would wait up late at night to see that show. So here, my grand finale. Yes, guys, my anniversary gift from Teresita, from BL Orchid, the one that everybody was gasping, the one that everybody was buying, the one that he's shown us before and we just recently felt like we just saw it for the first time. And it does have another little spike here. I'm hoping that the flower lasts a long time. Now, Bernard did say that this blooms a lot. It will be like blooming throughout the year. Let me see if that's fragrance. It has a really funny name, Wing Yit Ho. Wang Yit Ho. Paraphileniopsis hybrid. Wat Yit Ho. Very, very cool flower. Cool name and a cool flower. And look at the leaves. So Terry gave me this as a gift for my anniversary. It was a very, very, very nice gift because it's unique. She usually gives me like very unique type of orchids. It's really pretty. I want to take my time to take this off, maybe with something to cut and put this on a piece of mount, the way that Bernard had it at the fair. But it's really, really beautiful flower. And it's a thick, waxy flower. It's not a very thin flower. So that's why I think it's gonna last quite a while. And it's just starting to open. So I have hopes that this is not thrips, this right here, but I think that is. This one got one too. It only had one, the rest did well. I'm not seeing the attack of the thrips like I did during the rainy and the cold season. That was terrible. I thought I had to do a movie, Attack of the Thrips, I kept on calling it. And we gotta stop here and look at this because this doesn't happen every day. This yellow splash mutate 5% is just a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous flower. So difficult to get. And so difficult to get it to grow. It doesn't grow. It shoots only maybe one spike a year, if any. It is a tough one, but once it blooms, it's so rewarding. All right, anything else that has bloomed? I know there's more stuff that has bloomed that I haven't shown you guys, or maybe not. We'll take a last look at this one. It's the last one left of the Zyklon Del Rossi. It is a beautiful flower. I had 3 in total. And that's the last one of them, of my past. They're all fading now. They gave me a good run. This spring, they were beautiful. Thank you, PAFs. You guys are awesome. You started my spring with a bang. They're the ones who started the... Hey, Jerry! They're the ones who started the spring... There we go. I'll take the rest out later. It's too tough. I don't like dried leaves there. But anyways, my Paphiopedilums were the ones that started my spring flower collection. And they really did not disappoint. They were all like massively showing. This one gave me like 4 flowers. It was just, this one's from Kroll Smith. Let me see if I can get you the name. I call it a black magic, but it's Haising France. Come on, go in there. All right. I got stuff in my hands. All right, guys, I think that's it. It's a pretty loaded, oh, look at these 2 cutesies. Aren't those adorable? And these smell really strong. Let me see if I can, because sometimes these things get... Yep. It's another Nuzmum with an amazing, I think there's a Nuzmum pink or a Nuzmum red. I can't remember. I don't have a tag anymore. I lost the tag on this. But it is an adorable little flower. Sorry, I didn't realize I was... Very pretty flower. All right, guys, I am gonna stop it. It's way too hot. I'm melting. The season's coming. Let me just show you real quick my Hoyas, because they are blooming, and I keep forgetting to show you when they bloom because they look so adorbs. My Hoyas have been doing amazing. This is the microphilia or microphylla. It sounds like I always used to say something like a disease. Oh, I got a really bad case of microphylla variegated. And they're very, very generous bloomers. They shoot a lot of peduncles. These little things here are called peduncles, and they shoot the flowers from there. Here's another one. I got this at Redlands about a year ago. It's a cutesy patootsy. Let me see if it's a species. Oculata. It's a very pretty Hoya. I fell in love with it. It was so tiny when I got it too. It was a little tiny thing like this. Look at this. In a year's time. See anything else? Oh, see, this was good to come here because when I put things in different places, I forget. This came from Gabriela. This was my birthday gift. She gave me, I forgot what they're called, elephant staghorns, I believe. And these things, oh my God, do they get big and mammoth. I am going to put it on a piece of wood because they do really, really well on a piece of wood. But they get super massive. They are not cheap. It's not something that easy on the pocket. But if you can get one small, you can start small. Something like this would be like $200. You can grow it into a massive piece. I've seen like Frank Smith at Crawl Smith has these massive ones. They can go for thousands and thousands of dollars. But this is a beautiful, beautiful gift. Thank you, Gabriela from Koke Moss, for my birthday gift. I really love it. It's beautiful. And I can't wait to see it on the wood. They look much better on the wood because they cup up and down. So it looks like a very regal crown. All right, folks, let me turn this around because I can't take it anymore. Where's my tripod? All right, guys, I wanted to close the channel in front of this beautiful Queen's wreath because it was the topic of conversation over at OFE's Orchid Circus. Nature's Tapestry was selling these in a little trellis type of thing, and they went like hotcakes. People went crazy. This is a beautiful, beautiful, let me show you. For you guys that don't know Queen's wreath, look how gorgeous that is. It's a flower within a flower. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bloom. And yearly, I get this massive display of flowers. Now, many people don't do it like this. What they do is they do a trellis type of tree. They keep the bottom bare and they let it kind of shower. That's my intentions with this one. But, you know, one day it just fell off from the pole back there from the fence. And it grew like crazy, and I saw that it had so many blooms that year. And I said, how can I cut it back? You know, it hurts to do it, but it is a huge and beautiful, beautiful bush. Now the vine creates itself into a bush. See, let me see if I can. It's so tangled in there, see? So it's basically a vine. It's not really a tree or bush. And it self-intertwines with each other, and then on the outside of it, it gives you all the blooms. So it really is a beautiful display of purple blooms, dark and light purple blooms. So anyways, what better place than to close the channel here? It's swarming with bees in there, by the way. I can hear them. Zzz. It attracts bees, it attracts butterflies. It's a great, great plant to have. If you have a garden, if you have a balcony, you can do a topiary. They do beautifully. And these ends, they'll hang out if you do a topiary like a wisteria. Some people do they crawl them across their trellises, and they look beautiful. They just drop in these purple flowers. So it's a great, great vine to buy. It's multi-usage in your garden. Not only a beautiful plant, has beautiful, unique flowers, and it's attracting butterflies and beneficial insects that will pollinate in your yard. So anyways, guys, thank you for staying with me throughout this. I didn't think I was gonna make it. If I only could translate the heat through this camera, you would see how hot it is. That's why I'm wearing one of those, like, what's supposed to be non-sweat shirts, but I'm already sweating in it. So anyways, I will see you next time. Now the videos do get a little bit less than the season because, as you can see, it gets too hot to do outdoors. We will have a festival in October, so it'll be the Redlands. That was normally the weekend after Mother's Day, but we're gonna do that one because I'm putting it together. The Motes are doing it in October, so that way it'll be in fruit and spice. Let me do like the monks were saying at the temple. When you're going too fast, just breathe. So let me breathe if I can. All right, I lost my train of thought anyway. So anyways, guys, you know, I'm just closing this off. I'm getting delirious and I need to do a lot of stuff today. The day is still young and I still need to do some things. I want to get a lot out of the way. So until next time, I hope to see you in the next event. The Redlands show will be in October. I don't think of any other event that's going to be coming up the pike. I may do some home visits. You guys have been requesting. All of a sudden, it's like you all get together and send each other memos or something, because all of a sudden everybody's asking for home visits. So let me see who I pick. I may go back to Mercedes or Maria, but Maria's been really busy. Maria, home visit. But she has been busy. And so have I. And so Mercedes, I need to probably reach out to her and see if she wants to do something for the summer. And that's it. And if you guys know of any show, any vendors or anyone that's putting anything out there, just send me through Instagram at NatureNell. I forgot what my Instagram is. NatureNell22. I think that's what it is. NatureNell22. And send me a whatever your promo card is, and I'll put it at the end of the videos. I don't think I have anything for this one, so we're slowing down. All right, guys. Until next time, I am Nelson. You've been watching NatureNell. Hit that subscribe and like button. And remember to always, always keep it green. I will see you next time.